Tonight, from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, it's a special prime-time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. This is Jakeem Grant. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Good job defensively there on Gurley as they hold him to only a yard. It's second down. And Charles, you look kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
On first down, it's Gurley. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defense.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And now on the heels of the pick six, here's their offense on the field sooner than intended as they'll try to make it 8-0. And he will get in to make it 8-0. They wasted no time showing how aggressive they're going to be in this game. They get the quick score, and then they go for 2, CD.
Surf's up, partner. And when surf's up, you ride the wave. They felt great about that quick drive, put it in the end zone. Why not go for 2? They felt comfortable with the play call that they had.
And the home crowd loves it. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. Tua and the rest of the Dolphin offense back out onto the field. And looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick six for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick six, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tamp things down a little bit.
On 2nd and 10, Tua, thrown to Parker, complete on the slant. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. 30, past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this is now a 1-point game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Here comes Deontay Harris from his end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here come the Saints for their opening drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And he's been, in my mind, the best player in the NFL at this point of the season. And I think if you polled folks with a ballot, and I certainly have one.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll buy some time right. Room to run past midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and 10. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And this time he is in. Yes. Alvin Kamara with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
Now we'll see what the big tight end Mike Gesicki and the rest of the offense has in store. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Deontay Harris deep for New Orleans. This is taken at the 18. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a... This is intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. On the return, Deontay Harris. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They'll try and throw for it here. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. Back to Kamara for another catch. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They'll look to throw again. He's to the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line.
This is it! This is it!
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Adam Troutman. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Looking to pass. Tua. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point.
Come on, man.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And some space here. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. First down now, but that clock rolling. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Late in the season now. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. They're going to try and run. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in a two-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From the 40 now on second down. Tua, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this one is incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Tua to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Here's Harris to return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw here on first down. He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Harris. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28. Back to throw again. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown, Saints! Michael Thomas, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Pulls it in at the 13. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 34.
On the handoff, it's Gaskin.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From midfield, here's Tua. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Tua.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley.
I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So that'll back them up 5.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
This from 54 yards away, and he missed it. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
2nd and 4. Open man is the tight end, Troutman.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Throw left side complete to Troutman.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw here.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2nd and 5.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Touchdown! Adam Troutman with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
The Lutz will look to add the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Parker. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So now the Saints offense coming back out there. They're going to be called on to go for 2. They're going to look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, it's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick 6. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Tua finding Gaskin underneath.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Tua. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Got a man. It's Waddle complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Tua's throw taken in by Long here.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. To throw on 2nd and 10.
Tua, open man left side. It's the tight end Long.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
Afadi Adenabo
coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Tua on 4th down. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
So he's hit pay dirt twice, but still they're facing that deficit here in the second half.
So they're going to see if they can continue to find ways to get him the football, because obviously something is working for him to find the end zone twice. In any event, however this turns out, he's going to be hard to deal with in the film room, isn't he? He's going to want to know why he's not getting more passes thrown to him.
Those big tight ends are getting greedy. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now back to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Saints. Adam Troutman with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Saints are moving closer to a 15-0 record as they extend their lead here. Lutz good on the extra point. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, this one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
He's got long, his tight end complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And his throw here's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for New Orleans,
they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year.
And they'll have another home.